Hello and welcome to round 17 of Fragmaster's GTI Thursday here on Sim Broadcasts. Tonight we are at round 17 at South City again on the channel at South City Classic with both cars. I'm Peter Butcher. You're watching Sim Broadcasts, and joining me alongside in the commentary box, it's Chris McElroy and Zdravko Topolnjak. Zdravko, how's it going on?
Good evening, everyone. It's been great. I've just been watching the field and feeling very excited about today's race.
Me too. We've got two 25-lap races, and the second race is top 15 reversed with a mandatory pit stop. It always entertains us, but we have the first race to get through beforehand. We are at South City Classic tonight with both of the GTI cars in Live for Speed, and we ought to bring you up to speed with the qualifying results. We've just finished half an hour of qualifying. And we have TJ on pole position for Road Appraiser ahead of Fnatic for Fragmasters. Joe Holmes returns in style in P3. Then we've got Rayman, Botsy, Marcel Neva also returning. Victor Veloso has been in a few streams recently, Zdravko, but he's here too. Iron Donny, 136 miles per hour, chose. But yeah, we've got a grid, so let's head to the track, Zdravko, and get tonight's action underway straight away here at South City Classic.
I struggle to think of a stronger top 10 this year, so this will be interesting to watch. TJ, Fnatic, Holmes, Rayman and Botsy all going into that turn 1, and the lights are green, and off we go. It looks like TJ has good start. Fnatic is following closely with Holmes in close pursuit. Fnatic might be able to mount a challenge into turn 1. TJ covers up the inside, Fnatic fakes. I think TJ will hold this, but Holmes gets a preferable line. Let's see what that means. Meanwhile, Botsy passes Rayman for 4th.
Yeah, it's all nice and close at the front as we head our way up the hill for the first time. 25 laps of racing in each of the races today. We've got some XFGs in there. We've got Mika, we've got Unite as well, choosing to drive the XFGs, Zdravko. Which one's favoured around here remains to be seen in race 2. But right now it looks like the XRGs are leading the way. It's TJ pushing hard out of the final corner with Fnatic right up his tailpipe. Joe Holmes, a bit of a gap as we come across the line for turn 1. We've got Magic in the pit lane to serve his mandatory pit stop. All the drivers have to come into the pit lane at least once this race, Zdravko, and we've got to move on at the front.
Yeah, Fnatic really looks to be interested in Jay's position. What I'd like to pull is Fnatic, they touch a bit. I think that was still on the racing side. Fnatic takes the place as TJ and Holmes go side by side.
Oh, and that's
Botsy.
Yeah, had a small amount of overlap. Holmes was caught out there a little bit by TJ. TJ was muscled aside by Fnatic as Fnatic went through, and well, that's back the pack up. So now
Neva,
as we watch,
Neva's
passes
Botsy now.
136 heads into the pits. Neva trying to go around the outside of Botsy here up to start finish. And yeah, Botsy's still got a nose ahead, so I think he's safe. But Marcel Neva returning to live for speed with a bang.
Yeah. And as it is normal with the guys that return, he will get better as the laps go on. Same will be with Holmes probably. As Donny tries to attack Neva, but ultimately fails. What I wanted to point out is that everybody survived lap 1 and that scary chicane. You don't see that often.
No, but you can see the talent at the front of this field. There's no space between anybody, and well, they're missing that chicane by an absolute, well, no space at all on the absolute limit. Brilliant stuff. We've got a high caliber field here today, Zdravko. What a treat! But it's Fnatic who is currently topping them. Lap 3 in the books, and there's a sizable gap, 7/10 of a second now, separating Fnatic from TJ. As Fnatic snatches that fastest lap of the race on the beginning of lap 4. Here's Holmes with the gap between himself and Botsy now. And yeah, he's going to want to close up to the front of the field again. We've got Mika making a move on Mandula. Some moves further forward as well. It looks like Neva and Donny are side by side. Yes, they are. Neva in the favoured position. Will Donny yield? No, he won't. They're going to go through side by side. There's contact. This is going to open the door for Veloso, who's going around the outside now. And Unite's got to run, and so too has Rayman. So this is going to be a 4-way, 5-way fight down into the final corner.
So Unite is the leading XFG driver, and he elects to pit. Probably smart. He's followed very close by Mika. And yeah, Mika, maybe even faster driver than Unite in XFGs.
Yeah, Mika used to drive.
Just struggling to see the skin.
He used to drive
Katy Perry one.
Air Attack, if I'm not mistaken. not running a team tag today. As we look back at the front of the field while those two serve their pit stop. Oh, United's backed out to let Mika past. So Mika has taken the lead of that little battle in the pit lane. Interesting.
Maybe United deep down knows.
I
As
don't
United
think so.
gets out of the pits alongside Arenas.
Yeah, well, that's not what he would have wanted
This
for
place,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
lifting for Mick made him lose 2 seconds at least. So at the moment, the field at the front has stretched out a bit, but TJ has been holding the difference to Fnatic as they were when Fnatic passed him 5 laps ago.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Veloso and Neva in the same order that they were at the start of this race, trying to catch up to Donny as we head up the back straight once again. 136 is on the move. He's got past Hermani at the back, down in P19 now. Here's Lucas and Rocket Zdravko. Rocket driving for Friends United in the green and red livery. And Lucas sends one up the inside before the final corner, and that was job done.
Yeah, Rocket kinda lift off there. I mean, it's not a preferable place to be on the outside of that turn because you're the one that will kiss the barrier.
One of the drivers who's dropped down quite a lot since the start of the race is Jose, qualified in 10th. No, he's pitted, so that's why he's so far down. And Gabor has managed to get past now and is also making a move on Cabezon here.
I think Cabezon moved a bit for Gabor.
Neva and Donny now close together again. And it looks like Neva's going to size Donny up into turn 1 there, Zdravko.
Yeah, let's see how it goes. It's not as easy to pass if Donny does a time with the fence on the inside. It could be still okay for him as he feathers to the inside and they have a car getting out of pits and going sideways. That will not help Donny, not at all. So Neva takes the place.
Donny will be very unhappy with that unfortunate incident, but there you go. Backmarkers sometimes do end up getting in the way. We've got Cabes on here fighting with Araujo and Jose. Araujo through.
I think the problem here is that the track is so short that the pit stop basically takes you in danger of being a lap down.
Derinus on Hermani on the final corner. That's Derinus going through in the XFG there, but it might be susceptible to a repass down the home straight. That's Gabor as well in the background lurking. But actually, Derinus has opened up a fairly sizable gap already. And that could be that. And we've got Presley and Hachiroku side by side. That's Hachiroku making up a place. Oh, goodness me. Lucas wanting to try and get through on Presley there. Presley back up the inside, though. No, thinks better of it.
Yeah, it's a smart move. If you don't have enough of overlap, you don't have any place in that chicane. So I'm just looking at the standings at the moment. 136 MPH is the first guy that pitted and is leading that little train with Mike and Unite and Gabor behind them. It does
Donny's
look
in the pit lane here.
Yeah, we will see where he gets out. It does look like Gabor's only goal this race is to finish around 15th, but not behind it.
Yeah, we got to see where Donny comes out. This is going to be quite a way down, around about where Rocket is. Yeah, here comes Donny, and well, it looks like he's dropped behind 136.
And behind Mickey too.
And behind Mika just, there's
Oh.
contact. So that is the leading group.
So actually he went inside Mickey, not behind.
Yeah,
Yes,
pretty much.
so Donny basically behind 136 and Mickey in standings because they both pitted. Oh, Donny got a bit angry about Rocket being slow out of chicane, but they were on the same position and Rocket still didn't pit, so no need for Rocket to move at all.
Yeah, 136 made an error there, hugging the wall a little bit too tightly, and that's allowed Mika to get alongside. The superior power of the XRG will allow 136 to pull back ahead, but Mika might fancy his chances down into turn 1.
He will definitely
or
send
turn
one.
2. Yeah, here we go. Oh, keeps the nose inside, but 136. Wow, he's judged that one to perfection.
Yeah, that was a great braking job because we know how good Mickey is, and to stay alongside on the braking with XFG and XFG as they touch a bit and leg kind of puts 126 on the trajectory into the wall, but they save it. Mickey goes a bit wide now. I think he will lose the draft. So made a bit of an error.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to get a bit of a slingshot, but won't have an opportunity probably to repass right now. However, there's plenty of laps left in this race if he does want to have a go later on, as we watch Joe Holmes getting past a back marker there, still in pursuit then of TJ and Fnatic. These top 3 are not too far apart from each other, so there's plenty of fireworks left to happen here, I'm sure, especially when we get into the pit stop phase. Fnatic coming around to complete lap 12 then of this race.
Yeah, Joe Holmes has the fastest lap at the moment.
Yeah, well spotted as Botsy. Well, there's a bit of a gap now between Botsy and Holmes. Neva, then Velosa coming across the line now. There's Rayman, Mandula. So yeah, the top 10 spreading out quite a bit, and then the gap to the rest of the pack also quite large gaps. But here we go. This is where the fight is. This is where the attention is going to be. Our top 3 appear to be getting closer together. Here's Zdravko.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're Fnatic or TJ, you are not afraid of anyone. But it is a bit scary to have Mr. Holmes behind you.
Yeah.
It would be. I think this is a good time to notice that Holmes has the most world records in LFS. At the moment, he has overtaken Marius, I think, a week ago. So that's quite an achievement and a testament to his speed.
Definitely. Pretty sure Joel Holmes held that accolade in the past, in the distant past, but has retaken the lead of the hot lap standings in LFS, which is very nice to see. Good to see him still active. He's been around for a long time in LFS. Good to see him still at the top of the race, of an online race in LFS. It's good to see. But yeah, here we see Mika.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but he has got into TJ's draft at the moment. So this will be tasty. And Fnatic is not running away either. So all the cards are on the table yet. Yeah. Do you see that he is in his draft? It looks like that.
Yeah, Joe Holmes using his first racing livery as well. I should point that out. That is a blast from the past. On the outside then of TJ, that's going to be an uncomfortable passing position. Will he try around the outside? Well, he doesn't leave himself with much opportunity.
He was banking on TJ.
Yeah.
Outbreaking himself and oh my god.
Yeah, that is smart work.
I think TJ lifted there. It did not look to me like TJ outbraked himself actually.
Yeah, no,
and
TJ. TJ did the right thing there. But, well, Fnatic's also on the horn to try and get past the back markers. He's seen what's happened in his mirrors, and now he needs to scamper away because after this lap, he's only got 10 laps to go. But that's still enough time for Joe Holmes to creep up and get past.
Yeah, and Joe Holmes is immediately on the horn.
On the horn, yeah. Who's this back marker?
Max Kursk.
Max Kursk wants to get out of the way of this. You do not want to hold up Mr. Joe Holmes.
Oof. I don't think Holmes like that, and TJ will take advantage and try to dive.
No, there's not enough time for him to do that, and then TJ's also on the horn, but TJ
had a crash.
Oh, yeah, well, went into the back of the back marker. We just caught a glimpse of it. I heard it. I heard more than I saw there.
I think TJ did not expect Mr. Max to lift as much as he did. But blue flags don't mean that you have to delete your car off the track. So there was nothing wrong from backmarker there in any of the passing cases. The leaders have to find a safe way around.
Yeah, well, TJ's probably out of the fight, but not out of the clutches of Botsy. Botsy, once upon a time, was a force to be reckoned with in the GTIs. Still, P4, pretty good.
I mean, the way you said it, was a force to be reckoned with. I should tell you that Botsy has faster lap than Fnatic or TJ this race.
Yeah, he's had clean air.
So the pace is still there.
Oh, I'm not saying it isn't, but let's see what Botsy can do in race 2 before we give him too much credit. Yeah.
So Mickey is holding that place ahead of Donny for the second place of all pitted cars. Or is he? Okay, so that's a nice case of commentator's curse. Mickey just lost a place to Iron Donny.
Yeah, while they were going through the chicane, and Phyllis was a bit of a bottleneck there, and now Mika is going to be closing into, well, trying to close back into the slipstream, but I don't think it's quite there. Joe Holmes has brought the gap down to almost half a second. In fact, lower than half a second at the sector time.
I mean, it's scary how fast he's getting close to Fnatic on a track that has 3 turns.
Veloso has spun out at the chicane and is going very slowly, and he's going to be passed by a couple of cars there. That's Mandula and Carl's that get through. But we need to focus on the front, I'm afraid, because Joe Holmes is very, very close to the back of Fnatic now. So heading down to turn number 2. These guys still have to serve their mandatory pit stop as Joe Holmes fades to the inside. It's not going to happen, surely. No, Fnatic
was a send.
That was a send, but both of them get through unscathed. Fnatic was wise to that. But yeah, goodness me, Joe Holmes showing Fnatic what's going on. He wants that place, and he wants it now.
So, before that happens, I'd like to digress.
Okay.
And say that I read on Velosa's nameplate that says, I'm new. Let's not forget that Velosa is professional sim racing driver.
Absolutely. He can't get away with having a number plate like that anymore. Yeah, he's driving for a team competing in the Rensport. Yeah, is it Furia? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's in Furia for Rensport. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't get away with that, Victor. I'm afraid. We know what you are.
Will Holmes try again? No, not this time. Will he try the same move as with TJ? Fnatic parks it on the apex, so
no pressure, all the pressure. Fnatic, this is your moment, mate. You're gonna, if you hold up Joe Holmes for the next 5 laps, then, well, you'll have my attention as we head onto the back straight. Going defensive already.
Well, somebody has to pit.
Someone has to. At some point.
At some point.
Would they go in? Would they box opposite? So is Joe Holmes going to go in at the same time as Fnatic, or is he going to go in? Well, I guess it depends how late Fnatic leaves it.
Yeah, I think the choice is on Joe. Fnatic can do what well, Fnatic will pit when he wants to pit, and Joe will be able to decide if that isn't lap 24. He's very close now. Ooh, he sends one the inside, but that was from a very far behind.
That's nice driving from Fnatic there.
He just left enough place.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect judgment. Joe, you're going to have to try harder. Fnatic's got your number.
I mean, at that point, from that distance, even if Fnatic had closed the door, the overlap was not there, I think. So, yeah, Joe decides to do the opposite as Fnatic pits.
This is important now. Who's practiced their pit stops better than the other? Is it Fnatic or is it Joe Holmes? We'll keep an eye on that. TJ, well, he's got an outside chance, but he still has to make his pit stop as well. Does he want to keep the clean air? Probably. This is going to be crucial. Where's Fnatic going to come out then? Surely you'll be in traffic. There's a lot of traffic coming past.
I can tell you that Fnatic's entry, exit, and stop was as good as it can be.
Okay.
So no time lost.
And they're actually...
Oof.
Oh, that's not gone well.
There was a problem with controller, definitely. Something happened.
Come out behind Mandula. Mandula's a hard racer. Won't make it easy for Fnatic, but something went on there at the exit of the pits. You can see the damage that Fnatic's picked up on the front left.
Yeah,
so...
the car just kept on turning. It like the steering wheel got locked in or something.
That's unlucky, but we'll see how that impacts the lead of the race. Hopefully that hasn't impacted the lead battle, but we will see. Further up, we've got Lucas. In P8, doing a nice job. Getting through a few back markers.
So, be as it may, Fnatic is still leading ahead of 136 MPH for the
but look at this.
Highest positioned.
Fnatic and Mandula are going at it. Mandula is going to hold Fnatic up here. This is crucial for the lead. You've got to say that Joe's going to probably have done enough now. Fnatic's bailed into the pits too early and is now in a fight with Mandula, who has every right to put up a defense. They're on differing strategies, but Mandula's entitled to defend that position.
Oh, if that wall hit cost Fnatic 2/10, that fight with Mandula cost him half a second.
Marcel Neva now coming out of the pit lane. Where will he rejoin? It's going to be behind Dula, of course, but how far behind? How far into that gap is Neva going to be? Well, plenty of room between him and Lucas as we turn our attention to Joel Holmes, who has to come into the pits now. Moves over to the left-hand side of the track, bails into the pit lane. Let's keep an eye on it and see how it goes. TJ will also follow him in.
So, something has happened that we did not know this because Donny and 136 MPH lost places to Mike and Gabor.
Oh, Donny's on the horn. Constantly on the horn, as you can hear. So something has gone on and he's not happy and wants everyone to know about it. Joe's exiting the pit lanes, Zdravko. Here we go. He's going to be miles ahead.
I'm a bit afraid for Fnatic because, that fight with Mandula didn't help.
Yeah, it's a big gap. Joe Holmes is on the way down the out ramp now. Oh, he's going to lose out to TJ as well. Yeah.
That has gotta hurt.
Absolutely. Well, Joe Holmes has done everything he needs to do. He's got a couple of back markers ahead of him and a couple of corners to go, so it's not over yet. Anything can happen, but with every corner, the chances go up of him taking victory in race 1. Let's not call it yet, but TJ and Fnatic are mighty close. I don't think Fnatic's close enough. No, he's not, for any sort of heroics into the final corner. But here comes Joe Holmes. He's behind Rocket. Rocket's a back marker. It doesn't matter. He's got plenty of room behind him. Well, on his return or his debut in GTI Thursday for 2023, it's going to be a win in race 1 for Kart 36, Joe Holmes. There he goes across the line. TJ's going to take P2. That's a good effort.
That's a very good effort from Mr. Holmes. Also setting the fastest lap. I think Fnatic will never pit. Not on the last lap again this season. Because that's what cost him. I mean, Mandua was right to hold the position he was entitled to, and
Yep. But you see how much it cost him by pitting early.
yeah,
Was it psychological? Was it a psychological battle? Probably.
And Fnatic says that the game got minimized after the pit exit, so that's why the car went straight into wall.
Well, it's Joe Holmes who takes the lead in this round and takes the win in race 1. That means he's going to start P15 for race 2 because we do have a reversed grid for race number 2. Let me bring up the schedule for tonight's action, and you can see that in just a few moments' time, 5 minutes, in fact, we are going to have a reverse top 15 race, which always proves to be very, very exciting. Joe will be starting down in 15th, then it'll be TJ, Fnatic, Botsy, Neva, Mika, Gabor, Donny, 136 miles per hour. Then we've got Rayman, Mandula, Unite, Lucas, and it'll be Araujo on pole. Victor Veloso will start alongside him on the first row. We have the full results, Zdravko, for race 1, so we should run through those very quickly before we get into the action for race 2. There are the final results for race 1. Joe Holmes with the fastest lap, a 56.96 rapid.
Yeah, that's a crazy lap. Fastest of everyone by quite some margin. So Holmes won with TJ and Fnatic in close pursuit. Botsy was 4th and Neva 5th. Mika is the fastest 6FG in 6th position. That's a great job. And Gabor was 7th, Donny and 136 8th and 9th, and Raymond closed up the top 10. So in 11th place we got Mandula, followed by Unite, Lucas, Veloso, and Arroyo in 15. So that will be our first place in the race 2, as the race 2 has a reverse grid. In 16th we got Jose, 17th was RD2, followed by Carlos, Reed, and Hachiroku.
Yeah, and on the second screen of results, we've got Magic, MTKF Adal, Fillers, EA Presley, Gum Garages Derinus, Friends United Rocket, Max Kursk, Hermani, Cabezon, Adam Kursk, Master Race Cars Rabbit, Merak, and TR Jan. All right, those guys from P31 downwards were DNFs, but we are going to have our top 15 race in just a moment's time. And it's the time of the evening, yes, ladies and gentlemen, for us to flash up the most important graphic of the day, the broadcaster picks for race 2, which Chris, our liaison and friend behind the scenes, who tells us where to point the cameras, he's winning with 6 points to Zdravko's 4, and I've failed to start. I've not got off the line yet with 0. How do we do this? Do I choose first or do I choose last? I choose last, right? This time?
I think you can easily choose.
Oh no,
first.
I choose second. I choose second because
you have the lowest.
No, because Fnatic finished second last time and TJ finished 6th. So, Zdravko, you won last time. You picked Gabor. You picked right. It's your turn.
Oh. No, I will not even explain it. I'll just say that I'm gonna pick Gabor and that's it.
All right, so Gabor finished in 7th, for those of you who missed the results, and he's started last. So that's a fairly good pick. Gabor also won the last time out. on our broadcast. And Chris is upset now because Chris was going to pick Gabor and has to frantically work out who he's going to choose. I like to go for Fragmaster drivers normally, but that tactic has so far not worked for me. And if anyone watched, I know this is going to sting Zdravko, but if anybody watched RTFR on Tuesday, this week I'm not picking Fragmaster drivers. This week I'm not picking Fragmaster drivers. I'm going to pick Joe Holmes. Why not? Chris, who are you picking? I need some points, so make this easy. While Chris makes his mind up, Zdravko, are you confident?
I'm thinking about what went wrong with FM on RTFR.
Yeah, absolutely.
The answer is everything. Yeah.
We've got 90 seconds to cover the current championship standings. It's Born to Race leading the team's championship with Road Appraiser in P2, World Class Lions, Fragmaster, Air Attack, Sidus, Iron, Race Green, Sim Racing Polska, and Master Race Car, your top 10. And yeah, it's a staggering number of teams that have chosen to enter this series. 23 so far registered in the team's championship standings. Zdravko, you get a lot of teams entering this series.
We got a lot of drivers too.
You do? We'll get to them in a minute.
I mean, GTIs are interesting cars to drive and even more interesting to race, and they handle a bit of, let's say, rubbing, so it's fun times for everyone and everybody likes to join it. Yeah,
somehow it's Fnatic who's leading the championship standings, although both the times I've chosen him on race 2 he hasn't won for me, so I'm a bit sour about that. But in P2 it's TJ. You'd be tough to bet against TJ. Nobody's chosen TJ yet in our picks, but Elmo, Chris still hasn't given me his choice. Then it's Donny, Mantas, Twin Cam. Oh, Chris has gone for TJ. Twin Cam, Fatal, Magic, Pekka Koivunen, Rayman, and Asker, the top 10. We'll quickly flash through these graphics because I know we've not got long till race 2, Zdravko, but a stunning number of drivers have entered the series so far this year. You must be pleased with the turnout.
Yeah, we're very happy, and thank you to everyone that is driving. We do this for guys to drive, and they do, and it makes us all happy.
Right, it's time for race 2. I have chosen Joe Holmes, Zdravko has chosen Gabor, and Chris has chosen TJ, because of course he has. Take it away, Zdravko, for the start.
Well, I expected Aruyo on the first place, but we have Jose, and he gets off nicely. I'm gonna admit you got me off guard, as Veloso follows, closely followed by Lucas. I think Veloso will go for the inside for turn 1. Let's see if Jose closes the door. So Veloso will have to slot in. It's quite a gaggle of cars. Yeah, Gabor has got hit and Holmes already overtook him. So not the best for my pick.
Fnatic is having a fight with Gabor as well. This is further
pits
down the order. Holmes goes in the pits straight away.
A
lot of drivers going in. Yeah,
Rayman hits the wall like mad.
Yeah, these guys all want to fight it out on track. Rayman has had a bad time out there as well. So Jose leads the first lap, followed by Victor Veloso. Then it's Lucas Verpreza Mandula up to P4. Unite in the leading XFG after a rocky start finds himself in P5. As Joe Holmes has stopped, that's Friends United Rocket in the pits, in the garage, not going anywhere. And first out of the pit lane, I didn't catch it. Who's that at? Is that a Born to Race car? We'll have to get a look. It is. It was 136 miles per hour, who is still ahead and has managed to retain his lead in and out of the pit stop. Fnatic and Joe Holmes come out pretty close together, and well, that's an interesting strategy. Oh, Fnatic, super aggressive.
Veloso for the lead tries to go on the outside of Jose in last turn. Ooh, this will be close. They did well not to touch, and Veloso will stay off the walls. This is a job done. I mean, nobody picked Veloso, but he's actually in very good position at the moment. He has the speed. Gabor pits. That's a curious choice. Not sure it's the best move.
Well, let's see where he comes out. He's just coming out of the pit lane now, and there's Fnatic. You can just see Fnatic in the top left of the screen. This might pay off, Zdravko.
He hits the wall.
Oh yeah, but let's see. He's going to be ahead. Yeah, he's ahead.
So how did Holmes get behind Fnatic? As he was ahead when they pitted. So yeah, Gabor is back into the top spot for the pitted cars. So all good with my pick. If he stops hitting the walls.
Yeah, you've picked pretty wisely right now. It's Gabor leading Fnatic, but Fnatic now trying to make a move around the outside. There is overlap, but well, they've got backmarkers to worry about now. Backmarkers going sideways, and they're littered all over the track. This is what Holmes needs. Now we've got Fnatic and Gabor going side by side.
Oh, this is
past the backmarker, and the backmarker is moving over on Gabor, and there's contact. Oh, that was uncomfortable. Fnatic's been given a free pass there.
Yeah, so after the last race, I watched at a text chat a bit as Gabor dies.
Oh, that's
he's taking advantage of backmarkers, and Holmes is already lurking behind. So I will talk quickly. After the last race, I saw guys talking, and Fnatic is using more pressure than Holmes. That's why he's faster in early race. So that's why he's probably faster now, but won't be in 10 laps.
But look at this
defense.
fight. Look at this fight, Zdravko.
I mean, Holmes
is right there again.
Now.
Yeah, exactly. We ride on board. This is the net lead for the race. But if these guys keep fighting as hard as they are, maybe it won't be. Maybe Victor, Lucas, Unite, those guys, they could push forward and take advantage of this. Where's TJ even? TJ's in P9. Stuck behind Rayman, yet to pit. That could favour him. Oh, who's that? Who's coming up behind Holmes? We're already on board. Couldn't see it.
Donny.
It's Donny who's still on the horn for some reason. So he's, I think either it's broken or he's really, really angry after race one. But hits the back of Holmes.
I think he's still on the horn.
He is still on the horn. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been on the horn since the start of the race. So clearly he has either some anger issues or a hardware problem, as Fnatic is now overtaking Hermione. Remember, this is for position. They've come out in the middle of traffic and they're having to fight their way through. Apologies for the horn sound. What's happened to Holmes?
So Gabor went inches away from Hermione on the outside. I was sure they would crash into wall. As Hermione crashes into Donny and into wall.
Well, we're going to look at something else for a bit. This is Botsy. Botsy is fighting with Mandula now.
I don't think you can, because Jose and Fnatic crashed and Gabor and Holmes overtook him.
Okay, so we chose the wrong moment to move away from that one. I apologise. But there we go.
So Fnatic has lost 2 places now.
Yeah, Donny has disappeared. I can no longer hear any horn sounds.
Yeah, because he got crashed with Hermione.
Yeah.
Yeah, so everything going off early on in this race too.
Botsy pits. Interesting time to do that. Let's see where he comes out though, because, well, it just depends how fast the leaders are going. Joe Holmes is probably going to...
He will be behind, I think.
Well, we'll have to see. They've got a lot of work to do now. It's Gabor leading Holmes, but where is Botsy?
No, he will be ahead.
Yeah, Botsy goes straight back onto the racing line and is way ahead, yeah. It's now Gabor versus Holmes, 2 titans of LFS going at it, and this is going to be nothing but entertaining. We have been treated in recent races in the for speed on our broadcasts to some fantastic races. I just want to highlight that.
The skill level of drivers in this race is just through the roof.
It is. This is going to be nice for Fnatic now. He's going to get second wind with all this going on ahead. So we're going to have well, definitely some fireworks. Whoever wins this, they're going to have sweat on their brow.
Yeah. Somewhere I read that I don't know which discussion it was, but I read that the fast guys in LFS are fast everywhere.
That was Blue Flame. Blue Flame, who was talking about that on the New Dimension Racing Discord. And a lot of people agreed with that. As Lucas has lost second place, we return to the lead of the race, and it's Marcel Neva chasing Unite, who's now up to P2. Victor Veloso there, just streaking off to the left of shot. But here we are, Marcel Neva now overtaking Unite on the inside, up to start-finish. But we've got to choose our battles here.
Yeah, Holmes is throwing everything he can to Gabor, and there's a back marker in the turn. They both survived, and Holmes will attack. Yeah, he has the inside line. Gabor is pushing him right to the limit. And Holmes takes the place from turn 1. Let's see what Gabor does in turn 2. He will stay behind, as Fnatic is already on Gabor's tail.
Yeah, it's Victor Veloso and Marcel Neva, who used to be teammates at NEG Virtual Racing, now leading. So good for them two to be reunited. But in the middle of the pack, it's Joel Holmes who's taken over the net lead of the race of all the drivers. Oh no, because Botsy ahead is still has pitted. Yeah. So my mistake. That's P2 then, and Botsy has just done the fastest split. Is the one who leads. So they've all got work to do to catch up to Botsy. Victor Veloso might be well placed here though, if he can keep this up. As we've got TJ fighting with Lucas for fourth now. TJ in the silver and blue livery there, just getting past his teammate before the chicanes.
I mean, TJ has been quietly climbing. If he manages to get through Unite and Neva, he has empty road ahead of him and can power on.
Yeah, which seems like a good idea now at this point to flash this up. This is our broadcaster picks that we chose just before the start of the race. Currently on screen is Chris's picks since round 1. I don't need to ask Chris anymore who he's going to pick. I don't know why I asked him.
He did think a lot.
He did think a lot. He thought, oh no, I was going to pick Gabor. It would have been a share. Anyway, yeah, TJ for Chris. I've picked Joe, and Zdravko's chosen Gabor. Who are you picking? Tell us in the chat.
I mean, it's interesting that we got a ESL Sim Racing Pro leading the race, and I still don't believe he will win the race.
Yeah, well, that's the caliber of drivers that we still have in Live for Speed in 2023. Yeah, taking nothing away from Victor, he's a class act in his own right. It's just LFS. Just we have some fast drivers here. It's just a fact. And well, let's see. Can Victor do it? Because he's got clean track. Everyone else is fighting so hard. I think he might have a chance here. You know.
Yeah. His lap is only 1.5 tenths slower than Botsy or Holmes, so his pace is up there.
Yeah, it is. As we flash to the pit stop graphic, and you can see there that the driver with the fastest lap, who currently leads anyone who has already done a stop, it's Botsy. Yeah, he's doing a good job as well. A little bit off our radar today. Finished the first race in P4, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, he's doing a great job at the moment.
I think TJ will have a case for attacking Unite into turn 2. XRG will be faster on a straight line, so he might catch up. Yeah, and he is. It's rapidly closing up. It's gotta be scary if you're driving XRG. he pulls to the inside and he will send one. Oh, Unai did not expect that one.
Yeah, I love how the just the suspension and the tyres work in LFS. You can see how hard TJ tries to slow this car down. Clearly getting used to his new setups, Zdravko. We commented on this at the beginning of the season that TJ had been running around with a different set of pedals that he was used to, but he seems to have got it worked out. That was amazing. That was a great pass.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he has stick around with G29s in normal way. Maybe he modded them a bit.
All right. Well, anyway, whatever it is, it's a new controller to what he was used to, and it's finally.
I can offer consumer advice to anyone trying to improve G29 pedals. Throw them into trash.
Them in the bin. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We're never getting sponsorship with Logitech on our channel, but there we go. I agree with you, but anyway. Yeah. Logitech, make good pedals.
Yeah. I mean, I have no problem saying that a good product is a good product. And I have no problem saying that another good product
what I just said?
is not.
Logitech, make good pedals.
Yeah.
Please. Anyway, well, this is a good fight. This is Unite being held up a little bit by Lucas, and there's contact there. This is going to mean that Rayman has a chance to get back in this race and gain some more crucial points, and he's going to thread the needle straight through the middle as Unite and Lucas held each other up.
Burglary.
Yeah. Daylight robbery as Unite, he's sick of it. He's in the pits to take his mandatory stop with 10 laps to go.
Okay, so Unite was what, 3-4 seconds behind Veloso? Let's see where he gets out in relation to Botsi.
We have to keep an eye on the lead of the race as well, because these two are going to start holding each other up. Marcel Neva going for a move on the inside of Victor Veloso into turn 1. And, well, Veloso's always on the brakes, so, yeah, Marcel gets through. Veloso drops to P2. Oh, man, this race is hotting up, Zdravko. I don't know who's going to win at this rate. I have absolutely no idea. Neva, if he keeps the pedal to the metal...
I have no idea how Neva got 2 seconds to Veloso, but I see some damage.
Joe Holmes is putting physical pressure on the back of Botsi now. That was contact, that was rubbing that you were hearing. And now Joe Holmes might have pushed a little bit too hard because it's Gabor who's trying to get through on the inside. And he has. It's going to be teammates together before the final corner, I think. Yep, Gabor's through. And there is no overlap anymore. He cuts Joe's nose off and is up to P10 then. But they have caught up to Botsi quite quickly here, Zdravko.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta feel sick as a driver. Having that kind of mistake, somebody passing you, and then you see that Pikachu on the side and you just go nuts.
Yeah. Well, Joe Holmes is getting a face full of Pikachu at the moment, and a number plate which says Magic for some reason. I'm always confused by that, but there we go. Joe Holmes not hanging around. He's going to send it up the inside. Oh, and there's huge contact as Gabor turns into the side of Joe Holmes. Gabor's out.
Yeah, Gabor will not be happy with it.
He's out. He's retired. Gabor is out of the race. Well, make of that what you will. Joe Holmes is on a mission, and he's willing to go door to door with the current cream of the crop of LFS to do it. As we head up the back straight, and well, it's Botsi versus Holmes now, with Fnatic looming large in his mirror.
So your pick crashed out my pick. That's all I see.
No comment.
Yeah, some overlap was there, but I think that maybe LFS has gotten a bit more sensitive to touches lately.
Botsi's days are numbered, I fear. I don't know how this is going to end, but Joel is fired up as we head through the chicane for the 17th time. These drivers missing the Armco by the narrowest of margins. And it's Marcel Neva crossing the line to start lap 18 in the lead with a big gap already over Veloso here. And TJ catching Veloso as well.
So, Botsi's problem is hot front, right? And that's hurting in the last turn. And that's just as we see it. In the last turn, Holmes gets closer and closer. So for comparison, Holmes has perfect tires on all four corners. Botsi washes wide a bit and Holmes will take this. Botsi will try to cut in. There's no grip. There's no grip to support the ambition of cutting in at that speed. And you can just see that there's heaps of understeer for Botsi. As TJ pits.
This will be telling. This will be very telling.
So Fnatic Botsi going side by side into last turn. Will Botsi's hot tire sting again? It will, because Fnatic gets better exit. STJ is going out of pits.
Yeah, it's not going to be... it's going to be close. Let's see. Can TJ do this? Chris is getting very excited in my ear. TJ is coming out of the pit lane, but is it going to be enough?
It will be side by side.
Oh, it's just ahead. God. Unbelievable stuff. So Joe Holmes has got even more work to do. TJ, well, he must be delighted to have come out in the lead of all this. And now he has to defend for his honour in the series. Well, this changes everything. Let's see what Joe Holmes has to say about TJ.
But you know what that means? That means Neva is far ahead.
A long way ahead, yeah. Marcel Neva looks to be pretty secure here, because these guys are just going to keep fighting. Neva can pit on the last lap, and as long as he doesn't have any issues, Neva could take this quite comfortably.
Yeah, and Fnatic has draft on Holmes too, so if Holmes gets into fight with TJ, he has Fnatic and Botsi behind him. And a certain crazy guy with XFG that is somehow holding up with that back. As TJ and Holmes
That's
touch.
Mika, yeah.
Yeah, I know it's Mika. I'm just pointing out how crazy it is that he's actually keeping up with XRGs.
Yeah, Mika, for anyone who doesn't know, used to enjoy driving on, let's say, the public servers in GTI, and well, he was a force to be reckoned with.
Well, let's just say if he would have XRG under him, I'd pick him every race. Like it would be my TJ.
Yeah, it took some time out to go to iRacing, if I'm not mistaken, but is back for this one, and currently in P10 in an XFG. Fair play. TJ comes across the line. We only have 4 laps left to go then, but it's TJ leading the group on aggregate, but it's Neva who we think might have done just enough. Victor may have also done just enough here. He was close to TJ, but you've got to remember, he was still ahead. So these two, the ex-Energy Virtual Racing drivers, may have it in the bag.
Time will tell, and that's the interesting thing. We don't know how much time TJ and Holmes are losing at the moment. It does look like they are faster than Neva and Veloso at the moment.
But you cannot discount the fact that the gap between Veloso and Neva was large. It was at least a second, and you can't make that up too quickly. Let's see what happens here. TJ is comfortably ahead now of Joe Holmes as we head over the start finish line for the 22nd time.
I'm just amazed that Mika is holding up. He's matching their lap times in a clearly inferior car. Or to put it differently, he's 4 seconds ahead of Unite with same car, and Unite is no slouch. He's holding up Raymond with a fast car.
Neva has chosen this moment to pit and has... Ooh, that was an uncomfortable stop, actually. I thought he'd gone a bit deep in his box, but just enough. Let's see, is it a clean exit? This is going to be the exit of the race.
Free wide because Holmes is attacking TJ. He's pulling out into turn 1. Oh, this will be uncomfortable.
I think Neva is comfortably ahead. Neva is so far ahead, it's not even funny. As we come down to
as Holmes
turn
and TJ
2.
touch, it's not that far ahead.
It's far enough.
A second. Yeah. I
think
mean,
it's
we
enough.
see him, and there are 2 more laps, so yeah.
Well, if Neva loses his lead
I
now, that
mean,
would be very unlucky.
this
Yeah.
means that Veloso will come right into Holmes' TJ battle. He was
Yeah,
like a
well,
second behind,
we're about to
and he
see.
pits now.
Yeah. Chooses the
Better
first
pit.
pit box. Oh, had to think about that a little bit, and is now on his way as Neva exits the final corner. Neva will be clear into the lead as we begin the penultimate lap. Where will Victor come out? Probably somewhere around TJ if his stop is slick. Let's see what happens. It's gonna be TJ territory for sure. Neva's gonna have the lead easily.
I think they will pass him. Yeah.
Yeah, TJ and Joe Holmes go through, and Veloso joins just ahead of Fnatic, who has to get out of the way. And they're side by side. Fnatic's going to try and muscle his way through. Veloso on the brakes there, allowing Fnatic through. So the running order after the top guys have pitted is Neva, who leads ahead of TJ and Joe Holmes, with Mandula then running around in the lead, yet to pit. He will have to come in on this lap. But yeah, he might have played a blinder as well, Zdravko. He might come out quite high up as well. He was 10 seconds behind the leader when he came in.
I mean, the amount of push that Holmes and TJ are doing at the moment is just crazy. You can see that every corner is on the limit, but there's nothing doing. They need mistake from Neva.
Well, if Joe Holmes gets past TJ, I get a point in our little game. If TJ remains ahead, then Chris gains a point in our little game. That's all that can happen. So, well, come on, Joe, get a rig along.
Neva goes through cleanly. He has enough of a buffer not to push 100 as Holmes goes to the outside of TJ. Will they go too wide in last turn?
They will go
I don't
too wide
know
in the
about
last
you,
turn.
but this race is very, very exciting. And Holmes cuts in.
Yeah, this is it.
This will be a photo finish.
This is going to be a photo finish, ladies and gents. We've got to watch Neva across the line. Joe Holmes is going to get it by the narrowest of margins. I've got a
200ths of a second.
Well, my season's off and running. Marcel Neva, what a race from him. He did fantastic work there. TJ mugged at the line. The gap was 200ths of a second in the end. But fair play to Neva. He did everything right. He chose the perfect strategy, and it paid off in the end. His victory was over a second over Joe Holmes, who pitted on the first lap along with quite a few other drivers. TJ left it late as well, but unfortunately in the end just overpowered a little bit there. Rabbit will be the final car to cross the line, and then we can do the full rundown of results for race 2 of round 17 of Fragmaster's GTI Thursday in Live for Speed. Awesome stuff. I think you'll have to agree there, Zdravko.
I'm out of my voice. I don't think we had better race this year, and we had some awesome races. So yeah, the pure level of talent we had this race was amazing, and they put up a show.
Yeah, it had everything. Congratulations to Neva there. Joe Holmes in P2, TJ P3, Fnatic, Botsy, Mika, Veloso, Rayman Unite, and Donny, who came across the line, yep, with his horn still going at full blast. So something's clearly peeved him this evening. Mandula in P11, 136 miles per hour, RD2, Magic, Jose, Tobis, Carl's, Weed, Feliz, and Hachiroku, the top 20. And over on the second page of results, we have Adal, Max Kursk, Alpha QV, Gun Garage's Derinus, Rabbit, Hermani, and Adam Kursk, the 27 drivers who finished this race. Unfortunately, not finishing were Lucas, Gabor, Merak, EA Presley, Cabezon, and Friends United Rocket, who barely got going. In fact, didn't complete a single lap. Botsy got the fastest lap of 56.98, so congrats to him for stealing that away. He probably got the most clean running of anybody in order to get that lap, or a mighty toe at some point down the back straight and front straight. But yeah, there we go. That's all she wrote, Zdravko. What a race! You nailed it. It was a race of epic proportions. Fantastic skill up and down the grid.
Yeah, I mean, top 10 being in 10 seconds tell you everything you need to know. And like 10 drivers having laps in a tenth of a second is also amazing to see.
Yeah, we have been very, very lucky to have a grid this good. Yeah, we're looking forward to broadcasting the next round, of course, on our channel at the end of May. We should have a relatively good turnout again. This series has continued to deliver pretty large grids throughout this year, so we're looking forward to that. Yeah, I don't think we have anything left to say. Zdravko, how do people get involved with the Fragmasters GTI Thursday series, or in fact any series that Fragmasters are currently running in Live for Speed?
All you need is to join our Discord, be on the server when the race starts, and that's basically it. We kind of create our own community on Discord, so just join our server, get the address for the Discord server, get in there, and if you want to know something, just start asking questions. There, I would say, couple hundred of people happy to help.
Yeah, there are a significant number of people willing to help you out. But yeah, you've got the Fragmasters GTI Thursday series on a Thursday, of course, and you've also got Fox Friday. But yeah, there's plenty on offer in Live for Speed, especially from the Fragmasters team. And yeah, you can check out the Live for Speed calendar at lfs.net for all of the action that's coming up. Obviously, there's quite a lot happening on our channel too. We've got the BF1 League currently running. We've also got the Born to Race Turbo Cup on our channel next Tuesday. That's happening at another South City track. So continuing the theme at South City Chicane Route. So yeah, South City Chicane Route reversed. My apologies. But the most important graphic of the day is the fact that my championship is off and running, Zdravko.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you very much. Thank you to Joe Holmes for coming in second.
I mean, what I found it amazing was that Holmes, Gabor, and TJ were in a close fight whole second race, so we had closely matched picks.
Yeah, we did indeed. Commiserations again to Chris, who has been let down by TJ for 2 races in a row now, which makes me very happy. That's all we've got time for tonight, and we hope that you enjoyed tonight's action. We had, as we've been talking about all night, a fantastic grid of very talented drivers, and it's really nice to see this just happens on a random Thursday night in a pokey little server in a pokey little racing simulator called Live for Speed. We love it, and we hope you did too. See you all next time. Have a great evening, and we appreciate your support here on Sim Broadcasts. Have a good one wherever you are. See you next time. Goodbye.